Live from Studio 9. If my voice sounds scratchy, it's because I've been out on the tiles with Featherlinko. Yes, it's the Footy Show. Please welcome Gary Lyon and James Brayshaw.
Footy Show, great to have you. They've got a massive show for you tonight, a massive news show. Now, the future of Matthew Lloyd been the biggest talking point all week. Yes. Only an hour ago, exclusively, Craig Hutchison has caught up with Matthew Knights. He'll tell you exactly what went on today when he sat down about Matthew. Don't go away if you're a Bomber fan. If you're a Collingwood fan, Travis Cloke speaks for the first time about an extraordinary night earlier this year when shots were fired into his house.
Gunshots, Gary.
Gunshots. He tells us that story. It's unbelievable. And Scott Lucas, he's retired. What's the future hold for him? We believe it may be the NFL. We speak to Scotty Lucas as well.
All right, now never let it be said, Gary, that the biggest names in football don't come on a Thursday night to the Footy Show. Big treat for you guys and girls. Tonight we have a man who's won more awards this week than you and I have had hot dinners. I speak of Gary Ablett, who's going to be here. If that ain't enough, we also have big news for Hawthorn fans who were worried about losing Luke Hodge to the Gold Coast today. He signed for 3 years with the Hawks. He's going to be here. And Gary.
A lot more.
More.
No.
Big panel, including the prelim-bound smooth mover from St Kilda, Nicky Dowell, and Mike McVeigh from Essendon as well. Couple of big names.
Oh, shit. Not sure we're going to fit it all in. If that's not enough, the man, the big man from the Brisbane Lions, who some thought wouldn't play, Jonathan Brown, fractured eye socket and all, he speak to us, so let's jump into it right away. Show, and I can tell you right now, the man I'm about to introduce, he feigns indifference when it comes to the Geelong Football Club, but we have it on very good authority that he was down in the rooms before the game this weekend, right up until the death. I'm talking about the 300-game superstar, John Sammy Newman.
Don't feign indifference, Gary.
You do on occasion.
No, I'm not like the big rotund one who just fawns over them and says they're great when they're not. Sometimes they're great.
You were in
Most
the
times.
What? You were right in the rooms amongst it.
I went down with Doug Wade and Dazza, Daryl Summers.
Right up until they ran out. You heard the whole rah-rah and the build-up.
Has it changed much since your illustrious playing day, Fossil?
Has it changed much? They used just come to our cubicle and say, we're ready, get out. Now they warm up and bump one another and
you get
wrestle.
the old juices flowing?
Yeah, what? Not for a long time, Gary. No, nothing. Now, Gary, this pales into insignificance. If you're watching from interstate, a lot of you are, there's a magazine in Melbourne called Melbourne, in fact, it's so well known, I don't know what it's just called, Melbourne Weekly.
Yes.
And it has, it's
the real estate Bible, isn't it, basically?
That's what it is. And on the front cover of the Melbourne Weekly...
Yes, please.
...is just, this is him, himself.
Yeah.
Look. Lions Pride. It's got here, and it's in pink there. Look, you look like the gay pride. That's there. It says, amongst other things, that in fact they'll have to be run this past their attorneys because you can get into trouble for fabricating the truth. It says, a lion is friendly and affable in person, projecting the good bloke persona. Well, I've never heard so much shit in all my life. That is he there, and they tailor it for different suburbs.
Well,
and you think we've made this up, but we haven't.
I woke up...
Shut up, Gary.
I've never seen two men more excited about crap.
I woke up on
life.
Tuesday morning when ours is delivered, and the lady in my suburb who knew where I lived delivered 40 of them to my house. I brought in a little selection, but we've got a different photo in the Bayside edition.
You think we've made this up?
He's got the pooch.
He's got...
Footy's main man.
In the more well-to-do suburbs, people reckon you've got Labradors and dogs and they've got people to walk them. So that's just sitting around the pool. Notice in this one there's no one around the pool because I haven't got pools where this one came from. And then, of course, down in Frankston, this was Billy's bride, not pride. But, Gaz, they know what is when they're on a winner and they know what sells magazines. Gary, I'll just say this. You've been not forgotten. Let's hope. We have not forgotten. This is your...
The centrefold action.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, that's it. And that's it there. Just showed up again,
What about the Publix, Gary?
Yeah, that's right.
Let them run a little rampant.
Yeah, they're very funny
Got a large bush of pubics there.
We thought that was tremendously humorous, Gary.
Oh, there's like two kids have been sitting in the backstage. Oh, we've got something funny.
Yeah, and Gary...
Yeah, no, it was good.
It was funny.
No, it was funny.
Now,
get the panel out,
we are going to get the panel out because we've got lots to get through. I mentioned that this man is headed to the prelim. He played beautifully on the weekend. Welcome from the Saints, Nick Del Santo. And from Essendon, their star on baller, Mark McVeigh. And finally, Geelong, Billy Brownless.
Very good panel. I'm going to start with Nick Dell. I'm going to leave Mark McVeigh to Sam Newman, who's got some tough questions for old Spike over there. But Dell, first of all, congratulations on the weekend. You're through to the prelim. That is a fantastic performance, ladies and gentlemen. The Saints. 28 points over the Pies that look pretty comfortable.
Probably not as comfortable as it looked, to be honest. It was a really good start by our boys and probably didn't put the scoreboard pressure on which we would have liked, but we got over the line in the end, which was a great effort for us.
Well, does it concern you, Nicky Dell, that in all the stats that matter, you were miles in front? You had 73 more marks, 160 more possessions, 15 more inside 50s, and yet the Maggies were still in the game at about the 15-minute mark in the last term. You weren't able to put them away. Yeah,
that just shows what a quality side they are, to be honest. We probably missed some opportunities early, as you mentioned, and, you know, it's a first final and those things are going to happen. You know, it's going to be a tough game, and to their credit, they hung in there and we were able to go over the line at the end, which was great.
And Lee Matthews, we're told, wandered down to have a chat. Was that this week?
That was last week. Yeah, before the game.
What was the message from Lee?
I know it was great that the club were able to get some of his calibre, have a chat to the boys, and that's pretty much the end of it. It was a little bit confidential. Don't want to go into it too much, but
well,
it was great
nice to be here. Really nice. Hope you boys can go well. I've played lots of grand finals and plenty of finals, and just get out there and belt the shit out of everyone. I'll be out with Bruce and Dennis.
No one more qualified to speak on grand finals than Lee Matthews. I want to ask you about this bit of vision that we saw pre-game. Of course, it's the much-loved Maxie Hudson, who's out of the side at the moment. He was named as an emergency, so I gather that's why he was doing all the warm-up.
Yep, correct. Do you want me to comment on that?
Yeah, not overly thrilled there, Maxie, but it's a very hard situation.
He looks really relaxed, which is fantastic. He's very experienced and probably not getting too wound up for a first final, but he's a valued player at our club, and we know that if he gets his chance to come into the side, that he'll definitely do his job. So I wouldn't read too much into that.
Well, you don't have to read anything. He's got the brace and bits that he's not playing, mate. Don't have to read anything into that.
No, I wouldn't go too far into it, to be honest. It's,
Yeah, no, don't delve too far
yeah,
into it.
that's,
I'm telling you,
That's like
just in case you hadn't noticed, he's got the shit.
Just
in case
looks
it
nice and
had
relaxed.
escaped
And
He is a fantastic team man. That is one thing that Maxie Hudson is. He's a magnificent team man. It would be hard, though, for someone who is as respected as Max is, who's been around for such a long time, sitting just outside the final 22.
I mean, there's a lot of guys in that position, though, to be honest. I mean, we're in a rare position where we have, minimal injuries at this time of the year, which is fantastic from a club perspective, but unfortunately, guys are going to miss out. And as I said before, if Maxie's needed and when he's needed, we know that he can definitely come in and do a job.
Quickly, before we get to Spike, it must have been a pleasure to watch Nick Revolt go about his work on the weekend.
As a midfielder, it gives you a lot of confidence going forward in a big game, knowing that you've got Rui or Cozzy to make a contest or take a big grab. And he had a little bit of scrutiny during the week or a few question marks, and I think he answered everything that was asked of him.
No doubt about it. Speaking of scrutiny during the week, our next guest, Mark McVeigh from the Essendon Footy Club, now, little Spike Regis. We are your biggest fans here on the Footy Show.
Very big fans.
You're becoming hard to defend when every game of footy you play, you punch someone.
I didn't punch anyone. It was an open hand. I didn't realise you'd get done for striking with an open hand to the chest, so...
You took it to the tribunal?
Yeah, and I got it reduced to a week. So.
Just the 1 week?
Yeah. I thought
Here it is. Look.
I'm not sure there's a hell of a lot in it either, Spike, to be perfectly honest.
Actually looked a lot worse in real time. It looked like you'd just gone whack, but it was open hand. Bernie Vince, a lot of people were picking on him that night. Was he saying anything to you out there, or why did you want to belt him?
Oh, no, we had a bit of an altercation earlier, but no, he's a very good player, so... No, nothing untoward was said to me out there, but it was one of those things where it was silly, Billy. Silly, Billy.
I'll be quite honest with you, Spike. We're worried about you, mate. It's just every single week you come in, you've either belted someone or done something. It's you're not. Yeah, now I asked this since you're not punch drunk or anything. You haven't. Nothing at all? Your brain hasn't been affected by too many games or anything?
No, not at all.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Just... 96 points was not a great result, mate, given it was a fine effort to make the 8, I reckon, maybe ahead of the time that a lot of us thought. But in the end, you're undermanned. You went over there, you got an Adelaide side who were red hot. But 96 points is a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I think we've all realised in the end we probably should have went in with our ruckman. Made it pretty hard. But look, it was one of those games where they were just too good. They're a team that I feel can go all the way. There's no doubt about that with the way they're coached and their fitness. But look, they were too good for us. But we will take something out of it and we'll go away and have a break. And I think the players are sort of realised that we've got a lot of work to do to get to where we need to be.
When did you realise you should have went in without a ruckman?
Probably the first 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Now, we just got to... No, this is just... as I say, we are worried about you. This is just a quick test, a very basic test, mate. I just want you to pretend... I just want you... Just if I do this... No, he's not punch drunk. No.
I wondered where that was headed myself.
Yeah, no, that's... no, if he'd got up and snotted young Nicky Dell there, then we'd know that there's trouble.
Bill, you must be a happy man. The Cats, a lot of people speak about questions, but they played really well. Now have the much-cherished week off, which they can do with, given they've got some big names to come back.
Yeah, no doubt. A bit of run, a bit of flair early in the game. They started off really well. They probably played about 3 really good quarters. 1 poor quarter, Sam, and it was good to see the back 6 back. You know, Scarlett led from the front there. Enright was sensational. Mackie's been great, James Kelly and these guys. So that's where it all started, and it was a pretty good win. As you said, Maxie Rook can come back. He pulled out that game. Stevie J, going along nicely.
How's Stevie going?
On track.
No, come on. You spoke to him today. How is he?
No, he's all right. He's running.
Is he going to play?
He's running. Well, that'd be good.
He's running and he feels strong and he actually feels good and he's on track.
Thank Christ he's running.
Yeah, no, he's great news.
He signed a 3-year deal too. That hasn't got much media, has it?
Running.
Signed a 3-year deal, Sam.
Did he, Bill?
Yes.
Wow.
He sounded like Bruce.
Hey?
Yes, Bruce.
Is he feeling,
Delicious.
Is he feeling as good as you were when you were his age? Just the photo that came across our desk, Bill. Now,
Oh, no. Come on, Bill.
very nice photo, Bill. Yeah, the
Where did you get that from?
the football that was used also got sent in.
Nice one, Gary.
Bit of gold.
Yes.
That's not bad. Is that someone?
When was
my
it?
head on someone's body?
When
or-
was that, Will?
That's my pigeon chest. Yeah, that's me. I don't know. I don't even know where they've never had those curtains at any of my houses. So.
We're going to take our first break, ladies and gentlemen. On the other side of it, we're going to take a look at the big final between the Dogs and the Lions, and we're also going to take in a bit of Sam's mailbag. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Footy Show, courtesy of Carlton, Natural Blonde and Crazy Johns. Speaking of which, Gary,
yes.
Just a reminder, Crazy John's Crazy Kick competition closes soon. Log on to crazyjohns.com.au. There it is. For all the details, everyone who plays goes into the draw to win one of 5 double passes to the grand final Footy Show. Time is running out fast, and if you've just joined us, Gary Ablett's going to be live in this studio, as is Luke Hodge. Gary.
All right, we're going to get stuck into what it's all about this weekend, and it is the first game, the Western Bulldogs up against the Brisbane Lions. Friday night. Bulldogs went down to the Cats by 14 points on the weekend. Only the one change. Josh Hill out of the side. Tim Callan comes in. Now, they averaged 111 points throughout the course of the season, only 79 in the finals they've played in recent times. So they've got a little bit of work to do. They take on the Brisbane Lions. Magnificent come from behind victory over Carlton by 7 points, 3 changes. Rose, Stiller and Harding out. Josh Drummond comes back, Jed Adcock back and Tim Notting back. That comeback on the weekend from 24 points down three-quarter time. The greatest ever comeback in elimination final history. Fantastic performance by Michael Voss in his first year, William. Can they back up and beat the Western Bulldogs?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Gazza. A really good story, this one, Brisbane, of course. As you said, Michael Voss has been great. Great leaders in Brown and Black just get them over the line. But Western Bulldogs have won 6 of their last 7 against Brisbane. They've got to start well. They haven't started well of late, so they've really got to start well. Not sure about Robert Murphy, if he'll play, Gaz. He's been a bit dodgy during this week, so you reckon they might bring Everett in because certainly Bradshaw and Brown are going to worry them if they get going. Having said all that, doggies for me.
Yeah, mate, look, I'm leaning towards the Brisbane Lions because I think their midfield is very strong. It's going to be a great game. It's interesting to note that Acker will play his 27th final, which is an amazing stat. But for me, the Brisbane Lions will get over the top in a real close one.
I think the Bulldogs I think it'll be a really tough game, only because they're at home. Bulldogs have been in some great form. But what you do know is Brisbane will never give up, no matter what the situation. They'll keep chipping away till the final siren, Sam.
Yeah, and congratulations to them. Extraordinarily lucky to be playing.
Who?
The Brisbane Lions.
Why?
Well, because what in the hell Carlton were doing, I've got no idea. But they persevered. And we keep saying this every week, Gary. Do you know what decides games early?
What?
Kicking for goal accurately. We just underestimate that so much. If you kick 8-2 as opposed to 2-8, you're home and hosed. You just get... And this will be about kicking accurately early, Jim. You're very hard to pick.
So how do you do that, Sam? It's a lot easier to say than do.
Oh, don't start.
That's correct, Phil. It is. Most things in life are easier to say than do, but it's a fact. We just pay lip service to this great professional game of just hoping someone will kick a goal because there's not designated goal kickers these days. Anyone can kick a goal, and we pay no attention to teaching people how to just train their minds to kick.
Who's going to win the game, Foss?
Just an absolute toss-up. I will go for the Western Bulldogs because I think Carlton did have the Brisbane Lions on toast, but they didn't win. Congratulations to the Lions, but I think the Dogs might sneak in.
Gary?
Well, Simon Black went into that game with a hamstring strain. Can you believe it on the weekend? He is an absolute superstar. They were magnificent. The Bulldogs won just 2 of 8 MCG finals and have lost 8 of their last 10.
Oh.
So in finals footy we're talking about.
You think the trend will continue, Gus, do you?
Well, I like the Dogs. I think that goal kicking is a very good point.
Thank you, Gary.
Even late, Brad Johnson and Adam Cooney in the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game had an opportunity to draw closer to Geelong.
Absolutely.
So they didn't play great footy and they were within striking distance. I think it might get them across the line against the Brisbane Lions.
Do you know, Gary, that the top-ranked team wins 80% of the time in finals
That's
in
right,
the modern
Jim.
era?
Good
and that
point.
will mean that the Western Bulldogs and Collingwood should start favourites. Speaking of which, tickets. All these people here and everyone watching at home, 28,500 tickets available for this game Friday night and 27,500 still available for Saturday. So if you're sitting at home, Foss man, and think, no, I don't know whether there's going to be any tickets left to go and see my team play, there are plenty, so get stuck in.
I'm not sitting at home. Get there. I'm right here beside you.
I don't think you are, but people maybe.
We just want to put aside a little bit of time to discuss an incident on the weekend that, had Carlton won, would be the biggest talking point of the whole year, I reckon. And it involves Chris Judd, the Brownlow medalist, who got himself caught up with Michael Riscatelli here. And there's no question he was stupid in putting his hands down onto the face of Michael Riscatelli. It wasn't eye gouging. I don't think it was ever suggested it was. Juddy didn't do himself any favours, I don't think, with some of the comments he made on his way back. But the news today is that his appeal against the severity of that sentence has been dismissed, so the 3-week suspension stands for Chris Judd. Now, before we discuss it, we understand that there was a bit of a reason. He drew inspiration from some vision that he was watching in the week, and here it is now.
Nice one, Gus.
That bloke looked like Harvey Silver,
Who used to run this show a long
Gary,
time ago.
very relieved, Bill, that one worked.
Oh, well, it didn't really, but because it's Gary, we all go, oh, come on, Gary. It was terrible.
Very funny. Chris Judd had some words to say after his appeal was dismissed. Then I'm going to ask the boys about it. This is what he had to say tonight.
The act itself was less than a second's worth of stupidity. Probably even more stupid was my comments in the press the next day with reference to a pressure point. Obviously, this is something which I know nothing about, and was a comment which evoked a lot of passion amongst both the media and the public alike. I've since watched a couple of Steven Seagal movies and realised that pressure points are no laughing matter. I look forward to watching Carlton start strongly next year, and we look forward to taking the field in round 4 with them.
Good on you.
I think you get the idea of what Chris thought about the whole situation. I'm going to ask the boys first before we discuss it and the actual severity of the penalty. I know you can't say too much, Del, but what can you say?
Well, first of all, I really like that answer. It's nice to see a different response to some general questions that you get from the media. So I actually, thought that was a really good effort. But he'd almost pleaded guilty before he went in there, saying what he said, at the airport that day. And obviously, it's hard to get out of that one if you've almost admitted to it. So obviously, can't say too much more than that. Spice, I'll leave that to you.
Spike, I'm sure you'd probably think that's a form of salutation or greeting. just a normal way to greet people.
No.
Foreplay.
Well, you're going, Spike.
Bit of foreplay for you, Mike.
No, I thought he was a little bit stiff, Juddy, but look, he's a ball player, and I read in the paper the other day that it might put a bit of, I suppose, not a shine to his career a little bit, and which is a terrible thing to say.
Take the lustre off it.
That's it, and he's a magnificent player, and as he said, it was under a second of stupidity, and that'll never happen again. And the Steven Seagal bit was sensational.
Now, Bill, it was stupid. There was no reason to have his hand down there.
Exactly.
Was it worthy of 3
No,
weeks?
Gary, it wasn't. And you know that, and we all know that.
Well, why do you
Common sense comes into play here. You just say, look, Chris, we don't want to see you again. Go away. You're a great player. We all love you. But fair dinkum. 1 week, a severe reprimand. Don't come back, Juddy, no more. I tell you what was stupid.
What?
Saying they only got 30 minutes sleep. Because the Dale will be watching that, and when he gets home, she'll be going, come here, Cocko, where were you last night? Because we always say, oh, yeah, what time you get home? I got home about 1.
Well, there's a couple of incidents that we just want to show you. Now, this was earlier on in the year. Now, this particular piece of vision with, I think it's with Wan and Cloak, Now, Cloak came up and suggested, or McGuan, I think, suggested he might have been bitten, but he had hands in his mouth on this situation, the Richmond player. Now, that wasn't even looked at from a tribunal point of view, wasn't referred at all. And then there was this one. Now, I want you to have a look at this. This is Chance Bateman on Matthew Lloyd. Now, when I have a go at Chance, good luck to him. He got 1 week for that. 1 week for that actual incident. You're telling me that Chris Judd putting his hand onto the head of Michael Riscatelli is 3 times as bad as that?
The force. No. That's what they look at too, the force of it.
It's extraordinary, Bill.
Yeah, I'm with you, Gaz. I am with you.
It is extraordinary. We should put ourselves up to be on the tribunal, Gary. We'd do it for nothing.
You and I?
I tell you what, we'd straighten him out. Because you know when people...
What would you do to Juddy? What would you have given him?
I would say what Bill said. I mean, he did do... Now, what did he do to the boy?
Oh, he stuck his hands around his ear.
Yeah, that's right. So you'd say, mate...
Don't do that?
Don't do that again.
A week?
Yep. We'll give you 2 weeks probation or whatever you call it.
I thought it was severe.
Suspended sentence.
He's gone as far as he possibly can. He's going to miss the first 3 games of next year for that, which I think is quite extraordinary.
Well, if Velvet Sledgehammer's jaw had been broken in 4 places, what would 1 week have turned into?
Well, mate, how it wasn't...
What happens if the Velvet Sledgehammer had gone down, acted and had to call for the stretcher? I mean, honestly and truly, copped it.
Yep.
Gives it, cops it.
Don't mention the stretcher. We are now, ladies and gentlemen, going to head into territory we love. Sam's mailbag.
Samuel? Come on.
Just watch the camera.
Yes.
The Velvet Sledgehammer's sister.
Oh, yes. Beautiful sister.
Anne. Who is that? Look at that woman there. That's, you know, that is...
That is the fiancée and soon-to-be wife of Mark McVeigh, which is lovely.
Beautiful
lovely
Leanne.
Leanne. Sitting
Spike, could I say this to you? I know you go around punching people, but could I suggest you are punching well out of your division? Well out of your division. And so, Kylie, this is Matthew's sister.
Kylie works with us.
Did you want to be known? Did you want the camera put on you, Kylie?
No, thank
you. All right. Well, don't put it on, Kylie. That's them there. All right, well, that was Spike. Beautifully done, mate.
Should be in the VB ad.
Yeah.
At least he might get in it.
Now, this is from Vanessa and Tamara of Eltham North. Dear Sam, here is a lookalike of Collingwood player Heath Shaw. Now, here's... It's not bad, guys.
That's a good,
very nice one.
Yeah, no,
I like that one.
You can look like animals, and it doesn't mean to say not good looking.
No, that's a good looking monkey.
Harry often has that said about him.
Yeah. This is Owen of Moonee Valley. Dear Sam, regarding your friend Brendan Favola.
Cool. No.
Oh, yeah. I saw that picture in the Herald Sun the other day and was wondering why they only censored half of it. What is going on? Now, this is the photo of Brendan. This is the Brendan. That's him there with that thing there. And the Herald Sun saw fit to pixelate.
Yep.
I don't know why they pixelated the top half. It's all right to show the plums. This is it here.
You can't do that. What? Samuel, you're not... You can't show it all.
Well, I'm not showing it. I'm doing it the Herald Sun today. Now, if you kiddies are at home watching this, I'll just give you a quick anatomy lesson. This down here, these are called the plums, otherwise known as the testicles. This is can be known as a lot of things. This is the shaft. And quickly, that's what's called the head of the... And it's sometimes it's got a rim and sometimes it's not.
Fossil.
Get out of that, Jim, please.
No more of that, please.
And don't be deceived, it has an eye in it, but it can't see out of it. All right, take it off. All right. What? Go the Fev. So how'd you like me to... So there it is. And why would they pixelate the end of it?
I don't know.
Move on now.
All right.
Where did you get that from?
I brought it from home. Tom.
So true.
Tom of Perth. Hello, Sam. I was wondering if you have a look at... people, I was wondering if you had a recording of this. A man has written this in. I was wondering if you had a recording of the short sound effect from Sale of the Century that's used on every show every week. It's the one that's always used when something good happens. That's it. E.g., when someone holds a big cheque in the air. I would like to use it just personally on my mobile phone. Could someone send it to me? Is that unreal? Well, look, I'll do better than that, Tommy boy. You go and put the... Do we do VCRs anymore? Such a thing as that? Or
Recordable DVD.
Just record.
right,
Foxtel.
go and get whatever apparatus it is that records sound, and you get it out, and I'll you can record this and put this on the phone. You there? 1, 2, 3. Get a life, you imbecile, Tom. How'd you be? Your ringtone up. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, guys. He just beat you. With the
Danny
worst
of
joke.
Melbourne. Incidentally, there's a bit of cross-pollination going on in the television industry. I had to do a thing for the Alfred Hospital for Father's Day last year. Channel 9 asked me to go to it, and the only people that turned up were Channel 7. So I was on their news. And then I see Molly Meldrum, David Leckie. Dave has allowed Molly to go on the reunion of Hey Hey It's Saturday.
Good, which is great.
It is. Do you reckon, could we put in a formal request now? And you think about this. There'd be no reason why they wouldn't do it and no reason why we wouldn't do it. Could we ask Channel 7, Jono and Dave, could we ask to interview Bruce here?
Delicious.
Over there on those chairs next week. Are they calling the grand final?
No.
They're doing the Brownlow. Right. Well, Bruce will be hosting the Brownlow. Yep. Why wouldn't he come on and we could interview him?
Oh, well, we'll put in the formal
Well,
request.
we're doing it now.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath.
Well, I was on 7 News
I know you
talking
were.
about...
Yeah, very good too.
No, it wasn't very good.
No, you were. You were good.
All right, well, that's pretty good. So, you'd like to interview Bruce?
All right, righto, move on.
But you never know, they might do
They
that.
might,
They've
they
got
might
nothing
not.
to lose.
No,
We would
they might
treat
not.
him with great reverence.
Yep.
And this is finally. And also McDonald's, who got a very good segment here. They, the one we will be doing it later. They didn't. They.
Magnificent Angus
We
burger.
suggested that I'd eat a Angus.
The Grand Angus.
I'd eat one on there, and they said they didn't want me to.
Oh, yeah, well, they're magnificent.
Well, they haven't got much confidence in their product.
No, they have. It's one of the most
Well, I'll be
magnificent
eating
burgers
a
ever.
Angus McDonald's
Grand Angus burger.
I'll be eating a Grand Angus burger, and I'll tell you what it tastes like after, whether they like it or not.
They love it.
No, no, whether they like me to try it out.
We
I'll try
like
it out
it.
for
We
them.
like it.
Righto.
Right,
You
the
had
old,
one.
Get on
I
with
had
it.
one today.
Well, I'm going to have one.
the old item 4.
Hey, Danny of Melbourne. Hey, Sammy and the boys. I'm a huge Melbourne supporter, so I was rapt when I found some great footage of my favourite ranger, Matthew Bate from the D's. This is Matthew Bate
This is
from
great.
the D's.
This is great.
Something you want to sing in, PO Box 800 Richmond, Victoria 3121 via the internet, sams.marburg@9.com.au. Coming up after the break, the man, as Jim said, who's won everything in footy, to join us live in the studio, Gary Ablett on the Footy Show. show. Thanks to Carlton, Natural Blonde and Crazy Johns, who have been magnificent supporters of ours throughout the course of the year. We've got a very, very...
Hang on, Gaz. Hamstring sponsorship time. I know you don't like it, but the rest of the world loves this, Gary. Let me tell you, it's only 2 weeks to go. Tonight's hamstring sponsorship is Snap Action Photos, a family-run business that specialises in photographing local sports events. And here is their slogan, Gaz. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Whether you play the game like Big Bad Sammy or do a Gary and pull a hammy. Log on to snapaction.com.au. We snap action, not hamstrings. That is one of the greats. And here it is, Gaz. You ready? Gary? Here it is. Oh, he's coming.
Oh, here we go. Snap action, Gary. The snap like the hamstring,
Gary.
Right, now, let's get on to something.
Like the hamstring, Gary.
I got it. Now, this is very serious, ladies and gentlemen.
Very funny.
It is funny. The Lou Richards Medal is not funny. It's one of the most prestigious awards in footy, and this year it's worth $20,000, if you don't mind, thanks to Dulux.
Just say 1 second before you go where you want to go, Gary. Only because we're not quite ready for it.
Right.
See the look he gave me then? I've actually saved you from... I saved you from throwing to something that wasn't there, and you were going to king me, weren't you?
I was. I thought you were going to interrupt with some stupid hamstring vision.
No, I wasn't.
We've got some technical difficulties,
Yes,
so
we
I'm
have.
not even going to go with the leaderboard right now. I will after we introduce the man who has won it. He's had an extraordinary season. He was also voted the 2009 AFL... Players, shut up, Bill. Players Association Most Valuable Player.
Where's he going to sit?
What?
Where's he going to sit?
He's going to sit between you and Jim. It's just a rabble here. This man's not a rabble. He is a superstar. Please welcome him, the Lou Richards medalist for 2009, Gary Ablett.
No, I'm not having you that tall, mate. God, that's frightening. There we are. That's it. That's better.
Welcome, mate. Great to have you on board now. We have got some technical difficulties, but I'll give you the fifth through until first. Joel Selwood came fifth with 78 votes. These, of course, are voted for by the top-rating Sunday Footy Show panel, hosted by Jim, and it's got Billy on it. Chris Judd came fourth with 84 votes. Nick Revolt was third, or equal second, if you like. He and Dane Swan on 85 votes. And by a mere 3 votes, Gary Ablett prevailed. 88 votes and $20,000 heading to the club. It's been a great year. A lot of unfinished business still ahead. But how do you rate it in terms of your own form? I mean, you've been a Brownlow favourite for a couple of years and been unlucky. How's this one sit?
Oh, look, as I've said before, you know, it's always hard to compare years. You know, it always makes it easy when you're playing in a good team to, you know, I guess individually have a good year. But look, as you said, you know, we've got a week off this week, which is good, and hopefully we can get that, you know, that trophy that we couldn't get last year. So.
Gaz, what about this rubbish people were going on with about the fact that you were playing with awards in mind rather than doing what you look to us to do every week? How did you personally take to that?
Yeah, look, I mean, it didn't affect me too much. You know, people are always, you know, going to have their opinions and their say on things, and I think if you let those kind of things affect you, then you're never going to make it in this industry. So, you know, it's, I mean, it was kind of a challenge to me. You know, I just wanted to, go out and prove them wrong, and yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying my footy. It doesn't really faze me what people are going to write in the paper, and all that matters to me is that we. You know, we play well as a team, and we get to have a crack at it at the end of the year. So.
And the other futile exercise we or everyone goes on about is you and your dad, who is the best. Do you ever sit down with the old man and say, mate, I reckon I've got you? I reckon, honestly, when I look back on what I've done, I reckon I've got you.
Not a chance. He's got the highlights tape out before I even have a chance. So he's puts that in, and yeah, mate, I don't know where any of that comes from. He's the best player I've ever seen play the game, and mate, if I was half as good as him, I'd be happy. So.
Bill? Before you go, mate, I want you to tell us how good he is. We're going to have a look at some of your highlights, Gazza. I don't get sick of looking at these. I don't think anyone does. But Willie, you've been watching Geelong Footy Club play for a long time. Where does he rate now in your own eyes?
Oh, I think his dad's still a better player, but Gary's not far behind. He's going beautiful. The great thing is he can go forward like his dad did and kick these goals. Does it? Are you interested sometimes, Gazza, that you don't get a hard tag because they just kind of let other teams?
Joking, wouldn't you?
He doesn't. I know he gets tagged sometimes, but other teams let you run.
Yeah, look, I think that's the same with any team. Sometimes their plan might be to run a player off you and try to get you going the other way, or they might play. Yeah, I mean, I think it chops and changes. A lot of players have got to put up with different scenarios that they throw at you every week, and yeah.
Was that your best goal for the year? That one down at Geelong when they're right in the forward pocket there?
I think so, for sure. Just stuck it up there and the wind got it and brought it back, which was good. So.
Well, Gaz, I'll tell you what you're also doing, which is the mark of a great player, and that's starting to string some really good finals together. Unlucky not to win the Norm Smith medal in a lot of good judges' eyes in the losing game, but then on the weekend again, when your club really needed it, people like Matthew Scarlett and yourself stood up and delivered, and that must be really satisfying.
It is. I mean, it's something that, it's always a good challenge. You always want to play well in the big games, and I think if you want to become one of the elite players, that's the time when you've got to stand up. And it's good that a lot of our leaders stood up on the weekend and played well, and hopefully we can do that again in 2 weeks' time. So.
Well, I tell you what, we are about to. I think we got some vision of you winning. Talk about awards.
Well, we're going
Gary.
to talk to Dal. I mean, this is another thing. This is the third year in a row you've won the MVP, the Players Award, the Most Valuable Players Award, which is voted by your peers, of course, and that's the first time that's been done, which is quite an extraordinary feat. Greg Williams and Wayne Carey won it twice. You're the first man to win it 3 times. So where does that sit in respect to all the other things you've done? Yeah,
look, mate, it's a fantastic honour, to be, I guess, voted by your peers as the best player of 2009. But, the awards aren't something, I'm sure at the end of the year I'll sit back and it'll be something I'll look back also at the end of my career and it'll be something I cherish. But, you've got to kind of move on from that. If you want to improve your footy, you've got to kind of forget about that and just look at how you can kind of improve your game next year, I guess.
Now I presume the voting for you, presume you get a vote? Everyone votes for everyone else? I presume you didn't vote for yourself? It doesn't matter if you did. Who did you vote for?
Yes, I gave my 3-2-1. I gave Adam Goods votes, I think. I gave Dane Swan and Chris Judd or Nick Rewalt would have been my
He's
nine,
just
so.
made that up. He gave 3 to himself. If you had to vote for the best, you'd vote for yourself.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't vote for yourself, you Dill. Why would you do that?
Just wouldn't admit it.
Yeah. Now, who did you vote for?
That's the
I think Gaz for 3, Dane Swan for 2. Can't remember the one.
And you're not allowed to vote for your own team?
You can't vote for your own team, so they couldn't have done it.
When do you vote for that? End of the year, is it?
I think we did it maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
everyone from every club gets the opportunity to vote for someone apart from their own teammates. So I'm just interested to ask Gary, obviously I wouldn't have said you lost a one-on-one battle with your opponent this year, but who do you reckon was your toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent, I think...
kept you to under 30 or 40?
Yeah, no, I think...
Don't say to anyone that you might be playing the next couple of years.
I think Robert Shirley was pretty tough from Adelaide. He's always quite a solid player. Young Aaron Joseph too, from Carlton. He was always hard to play on, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of different. I mean, you got some players that are tough because they run off you and they really make you work hard, and then probably those 2 players are the better shutdown players that I've played on this year, I reckon. So.
Because how are you handling the attention? Because we remember when you burst onto the scene that you're rather quiet and shy lad, and we couldn't drag you in here for anything. But I mean, you're adored. I mean, Geelong's a small town. You're the biggest name, arguably, in the game. I mean, how are you dealing with the day to day? Yeah, I'm dealing with it all right. I mean, I still am quite a shy person. I get away from footy, and I like to just kind of, hang out with mates, take it easy, and just forget about footy. But it's. The media and all that's a part of footy. I learnt that a couple of years in, and you just got to learn to deal with it and get on and not let it affect your footy, I guess.
What about the endless rumours, Gary, that your name, along with Luke Hodges, who signed today, is being linked with the Gold Coast? Every time they talk about the big fish they're going to land, your name gets thrown in there. Is that getting tiresome, or...?
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting it from. Look, I'm negotiating a new deal with Geelong at the moment, and hopefully we can come to an agreement. And yeah, I love the club, love playing there, and hopefully we can come to an agreement soon, I guess.
Why? Asking why? What would be the mood? Why couldn't he come to an agreement?
No, I don't think there's any reason why he couldn't, but I'm
What
just
are
saying...
you asking, Samuel? Don't stand away. Don't turn your back on him.
No, I was only joking. No, it might interest you. I suppose if you're a career footballer, you'd weigh it up. You know what you'll weigh up, and I'll just... I'll emphasise this, Gary. You said, you know, we couldn't have got you in here for love nor money in the past. Well, I'll give you 20,000 good reasons why he's in here tonight, Gary.
And that's a beautiful segue, Fossil, into Mike Brizzy from Dulux. Where are you, Mike?
I'm over here.
You are a bloody star, mate, because I tell you what, Dulux have been fantastic supporters of the Lou Richards medal. Put your hands together for Mike and Dulux.
You go get the check.
Worth doing, of course, worth Dulux. What appealed to you about the Lou Richards medal, Mike?
Oh, well, being footy fans, we've been part of the footy community in one way or another. Dulux used to be sponsors of the Western Bulldogs when they were still Footscray, so it's I guess a long tradition for us, being also a Melbourne-based company, you know, looking after the interests of football.
Well, 20 grand is no small amount of money, so we thank you and your company for being a part of that. And there it is, Samuel, the novelty check.
You should come and give it to him. What is his name?
Mike.
Mike, come on, Mike. Well done, Mike.
Congratulations, Gary. All the very best. Thanks, Sam.
Well done.
Well done.
Cheers, thank you.
And Gazza, of course, there are a few... Thank you very much, Mike. There are a few more revered names in footy than Lou Richards. You'd be familiar with that, of course, and we love him dearly, like no one else here at Channel 9. And this is it, the Lou Richards medal, which is going to take pride of place in you all. So
fantastic.
On behalf of Lou, we hand this over to you, mate, and
Thanks,
we congratulate you on a fantastic year. One of the highlights of my time on this footy show has been when Lou's been able to wander on here and present the Lou Richards medal. It's been one of the highlights of the year.
Might as well let them see Dulux, seeing as they do in the
Exactly, every single time. Now, Louis, not quite up to wandering in here today, but we wandered out to see him and he's had this message for you.
Well, I'd like to congratulate Gary Ablett. That's Gary Ablett Jr., not Senior. I played against Gary Ablett, I think, the father. He was a marvellous player. And these boys, Gabbers, now are great. And, you know, he won the Lou Richards medal, which is a great honour. And I got about 5,000 for the name. The Ablets are great players and a great part of the Geelong heritage. And young Gary Ablett's doing well with winning the Lou Richards trophy. He'll win plenty more before he's finished his football career. I'll tell you that now. The name Richards it's synonymous with football, and you'll be now even more famous now because you've won the Lou Richards medal. And I'll be very modest about that.
The great Lou Richards. And Gary, I'm sure you would like to thank some people as well.
Yep, for sure. Obviously, I want to thank the sponsor, Dulux, for sponsoring the team at the Sunday Footy Show for voting me as their Player of the Year, and yeah, I just want to thank. I also want to thank all my family and also my teammates for helping me, you know, have the year I've had. Without them, I wouldn't be up here having these awards. So,
Lauren,
yeah.
It's not over yet.
And Lauren at the back.
Oh,
yeah. Thank you for all your support.
Well done, and we thank, of course, Mike and Dulux as well, who have been great sponsors of this segment. Thank you very much for that. Thank Gary Ablett, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck with everything that's coming up.
Going away, Gaz? You're going away at the end of the year? Or anything on, especially?
Yes, I'm heading away like I do every year. Yeah. I'll be heading overseas with a few of the boys, get away, but...
Anyone else going?
Where are you going with it, Bill? I'm heading away with my girlfriend at the end of the year to over to the States for a white Christmas, but... yeah, it should be good fun. And nothing.
Just might trip over in the sun, the snow, I mean, and while you're down there, Liza, will you marry me? Everything like that?
No, mate, but if I was, you've wrecked the surprise.
Oh, good on you, guys. Thanks for well done again. We're going to go to a break. Craig Hutchison is next, and he is loaded up, so stay with us. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Just a reminder for fans of the Hawks, Luke Hodge will be with us live in the studio shortly. But now the Walkley Award-winning #1 newsbreaker in football, Craig Hutchison's with us, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going to cop this. Back off. I'm not going to cop this. Let's get down to business.
Yeah,
down to
business.
business.
Been very busy, Hutchie. You got plenty here.
Plenty happening, plenty of intrigue tonight surrounding Matthew Lloyd, who had that now famous meeting with coach Matthew Knights at lunchtime today. There is Matthew Lloyd today at Windy Hill with the head of football, Paul Hamilton. The list manager was involved as well, and the coach, Matthew Knights. The mood from Essendon today was positive that they want Matthew Lloyd to play on. Matthew Knights told Matthew Lloyd he was a required player. They wanted him to play for another year at the Essendon Football Club. There's no guarantees attached to that, so it's a conditional offer, but they were emphatic today that they wanted him to play. The ball's in Matthew Lloyd's court. He's yet to make a decision what he wants to do, and we'll make that presumably over the weekend. I don't think it'll linger.
That's significant, isn't it? Because there's a lot of talk and speculation that Matthew Knights perhaps didn't want to actually be the one that pulled the pin on him. So you're saying that Knights, we'll hear from him shortly, definitely wants him to play.
Yeah, the Bombers want him to play on tonight. Matthew Knights told the Footy Show that it was now Matthew Lloyd's decision.
No, there's no decision. That's Matthew's decision to make, and you know, the club and myself have asked Matthew to play on, and now Matthew's got to make that decision. It's his choice, as it should be, champion of the club. So we'll just see what evolves, and he'll make this decision in due course when he's ready.
It's been interpreted in some parts that you're not that keen for him to play on. You put a few conditions on it. Can you set the record straight on that? Do you actually want him to play? Do you believe he should play for Essendon next year?
Yeah, no, as said before, and probably spoke earlier today on radio, that you know it's Matthew's choice whether he does play. But the reality is, as a club today, we've said we want you to play next year, and he has to make that decision. And obviously, we spoke about his role and how he plays his role next year, and now it's in Matthew's court to make that decision. And you know, I'm sure he'll make the right one, whatever that is, and that's his prerogative.
Was he heartened that you wanted him to play on?
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Knight. That was Matthew Knights tonight. That's the strongest we've seen him yet. I mean, there's been some mixed messages coming out of Windy Hill, which were inadvertent. That's the strongest we've seen him yet today. Now, Matthew Lloyd didn't want to talk. He actually got someone to drive his car out and switch cars down the street. That's how emphatic he was to get away from...
Gut feel, what's he going to do?
He's generally torn, I reckon. I reckon there's a significant doubt that he'll go on still. Yeah. But he's yet to make that decision, and we'll wait and see what happens on that one. Scott Lucas has just been through it. His former teammate, his partner in crime. He says that he understands how tough the decision will be, but that Matthew Lloyd has earned the right to make his own call.
I think he's got to be comfortable with the decision is the main thing, and I'm sure that the decision he reaches, he'll be most comfortable with.
Do you think he should play on?
I think only Lloydie can answer that. Look, as a player and a teammate who's admired him play for so long and seen what a great player he's been, you'd love to see him play on, but that's for Lloydie to decide.
Do you think if he did get an opportunity somewhere else to prolong his career by 1 or 2 years that he should take it?
Look, I wouldn't like to speculate because at this point in time he's the captain of the Essendon Football Club and he'll make that decision in due course.
Scotty Lucas, of course, who retired 3 or 4 weeks out. Where's his future lie?
Well, he's got plenty of options. He's been courted by a couple of clubs, including potentially Richmond as an assistant coach and others, or a part-time coach around the place. He is also going to investigate at least the early stages of an NFL career. Now, he had his first punt on Saturday, Scott Lucas, and the Footy Show cameras were there. Sam Ozpunt have been taken through their paces, who do a fantastic job.
No,
and for a first-up effort, he did a fantastic job on Saturday. Now, there's a long way to go. He's got a lot of reprogramming to do, but he's got one of the great legs of footy. And I think this is now, for the very first time, just the early stages of something that he'll explore as well. We were there when he went through his tapes this week, and Scott Lucas says that he'll at least have a look at an NFL career if it came his way.
I really enjoyed it. Got a fair bit of work to do, but at this stage it's just something I'm looking at amongst other things, and I'll just see where it heads in the near future.
You've always had one of the biggest kicks and booming leagues in the AFL. Has it been something that's been on your radar, or has this caught you a little bit by surprise and something you're now having to think about?
A little bit by surprise, and as you've said, something I need to think about, and it's very early stages, and I think I'm probably a long shot at best. But my interest in the NFL is high, so it was almost like a kid in a lolly shop to go and have a kick of a ball. If there was some really strong interest, I'd certainly give it strong consideration.
Scott Lucas there, speaking to Craig Hutchison, of course. Travis Cloke is another very interesting story Gary alluded to off the top, Hutchie. Shots fired at his house.
Yeah, his year's been like the Truman Show, Travis Cloke. It's been an extraordinary year. It started, of course, on New Year's Eve when he was bashed in Queensland. Yep. The assailant later on, of course, was tragically killed in a motorcycle accident. There's been a recent police charge for throwing a bottle out the window, which was neither here nor there, really, at the end of the day. And in the middle of the year, his house was, of course, peppered with a gunshot. Now, Travis Cloke broke his silence on those issues this week to the Footy Show. Had a good second half of the year, Travis Cloke, and working into some form. And it was a candid Travis Cloke this week who opened up about the extraordinary year he's had at Collingwood.
I guess deep down it probably did have a bit of a side effect to us. I was probably double thinking myself in different situations. But I guess I've come a long way since then, now mentally and maturely. So I've learnt a lot that what I can do and what I can't do. So realistically, just looking forward to the next couple of years. I'm really enjoying myself at the moment. I've got a great bunch of people around me at home, friends and family, and around the football clubs where it's just enjoyable.
Later on, that the assailant was tragically killed. You must have been scratching your head wondering what happened in life around that point, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. It was probably 3 or 4 months that weren't great, and to hear actually that he was killed was just as devastating than anything, because you don't wish that upon anyone, and it's very sad for his family and friends to actually live with that now. And yeah, I'm so sorry to hear what actually happened to him, but I guess we're going to move on. We're going to try and improve ourselves and enjoy our life as it comes.
You had a little scare at home during the course of the year. How did that shake the family and you?
Yeah, it was a bit of an up and down period. It was an unusual thing, and to hear something saying that there was a bullet or a gunshot through a window of the house is quite devastating. No matter who you are or what you do in life, it's not something you wish upon your worst enemy. So it was probably harder upon my mum and dad. They really took it hard and thought, gee, what's happening and what's going on in life this day? And you also start to question just communally, like what's going on, why are people carrying guns around and doing things like this? But yeah, we've moved on. I know we've fixed all the glass up and had everything fixed and patched everything up. So when you walk past, you don't see or think about it anymore. And we're just looking forward to the future, because older sister just brought in a new little baby to the family, and he's brought a great smile to everyone's face, and we're just enjoying life with the 2 nieces and nephews running around at the moment.
Unbelievable story. And
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Smash that on your head. I will smash that on your head in a minute if you're not careful.
Just turn around. Turn round.
What is he doing?
I'm just looking at something.
Give us a spell. Let me get through the next bit. We might get you to have a look at that in a minute.
There's something going on here.
Jonathan Brown. Now, there's some talk that he mightn't have been able to fly down, given that he had a suspected eye fracture. Now, where is he at?
He's in Melbourne, he's playing, he has got some eye socket damage, of course, as well, but Jonathan Brown told us that he'd be right to go come tomorrow night against the Bulldogs.
Face is good, yeah, I've got a bit of swelling and got about half a dozen stitches, so Missus is happy. I've got a bit of an eyebrow lift out of the weekend's game. Being a beauty therapist, I've got to keep her happy. No doubt I'll be there Friday night. Can't wait, it's the first final back at the G since the 04 granny.
It's going to be great to see Jono Brown on the MCG.
Right, hang on. Don't go through your bloody plastic surgery.
Just having a look here.
I'm not sure, Hutchie. I don't know what he's doing.
What is he? I'm not going to cop it. I'll do this from over there in my own, Gary. I'm not going to cop it.
That's a rug.
That's all right. Hutchie.
Hutch.
Leave me Hutchie alone. He's got a couple more bits to get through. I want to talk. Yes, Josh Gibson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Josh Gibson.
Do I sit down?
Sit down, mate. Go on. Get on with it.
Just leave that till the end. I'll give you 1 minute at the end, Samuel.
Oh, will you, Gary? I'll give you a minute of my finest.
I've supported you all year, mate. I'm going to stick with you. Josh Gibson, he wants out of the Kangaroos, which is extraordinary.
Shit.
It is a bombshell. We told you last Thursday that the Hawks were were chasing Gibson, among others, including Rance, who's since signed, and Lake, who hasn't. The Hawks are out in the competition having a go as they need to among defenders. They've targeted 4 or 5. And there's 4 or 5 clubs that are pretty angry with them, including the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos don't feel that Gibson can get to Hawthorn. I want to ask James about it. The Bulldogs aren't happy. The other clubs aren't happy at the way they've gone about it.
Too aggressive.
They say that these deals, like O'Keefe and Thornton before them, can't get done, and they are putting false hope in the eyes of players. Hawthorn, to their credit, they were having a crack and trying to make a difference to their backline after a disappointing year. James, have you lost Josh Gibson?
No, I don't think so in any way, shape or form. He's overseas. We're looking forward to talking to him when he gets back. Hutchie, you said before the name that is relevant here. Ryan O'Keefe walked out on the Swans this time last year. He then played a full year with them this year and played very well and is a very happy Sydney Swan. I think that Josh Gibson is a highly regarded player.
But if he doesn't want to play at your club, James, why would you try and convince him to stay?
Wouldn't it be better to say we'd like to have a chat to you before you go overseas? Wouldn't that be better, Jim?
Well, we weren't aware of it before he went overseas, so we've just need to chat with him when he gets back. And I think, Hutchie, you'll find that he will be a North Melbourne player and a very highly regarded one.
What about the way the Hawks have gone about it, Jim?
Oh, I think there are a few question marks from a lot of clubs about all of that, and that will be discussed in the fullness of time, Hutchie. Now, are we going to...
Before we finish up, good news, Jim Steins has set up a Twitter account to keep all the fans out there from Melbourne informed of how he's going. You can Twitter him at Jim Steins, and this is what he had to say today. Woke up feeling great, expecting to be discharged today. More treatment, say prayer for 5-year-old Sam, who had brain tumours removed. Life is such a miracle. So typically selfless. Best of luck to Jim Steins in his recovery.
The reason that Jim did that is because he's been overwhelmed with so much goodwill and correspondence. He's not able to get back with everyone, so that is the reason he's done that.
Now come on, Gary.
All right,
now, Craig, now please.
Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you. I'm just having a look at your cranium.
Don't touch any of your four faces.
No, that's all right.
What are you doing?
I'm coming round the back here.
Just give him a quick look round the back, Bug One.
Give him a look.
Oh, that looks all right to me.
Oh, it's thick.
Please thank Craig Hutchison. Best newsman in the business.
Just assaulting our 300 gamers.
I'll show you a pressure point.
Hutchie.
Oh, I've had enough, Gary. I'm done.
Okay, well done. Very nice job by you, Hutchie.
Come on, old fox.
I've hurt my hand.
Oh, no, not the carpet tunnel.
Carpal tunnel.
Carpet tunnel.
I've hurt my hand, Gary.
Sit you down. This is a very important announcement.
Oh, yeah, is this the McDonald's thing?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
While you get yourself ready, Sam, last week...
I'm going to photograph this going down my gullet,
No, you're
Gary.
not. You leave the camera, get ready to do what you're going to do.
All right.
Last week, we kicked off the McDonald's Quality Footy Tricks competition to celebrate the launch, of course, of the magnificent Grand Angus burger, giving you a chance to win $5,000 cash and 4 tickets to the grand final footy show. We asked our viewers to send in DVDs or VHS of their best McDonald's Quality Footy Trick. It's fair to say the response, Gary, was unbelievable. Only one winner, though, and that man is Chris White from Greenock in South Australia.
Greenock.
Well, how would you
Greenwith.
pronounce it? Greenwith? I don't think it is Greenwith. It is Greenwith. We've got a beautiful South Australian couple here. Greenwith? Thank you, Daz. Greenwith in South Australia. Let's have a look at Chris's entry.
Now, I believe, Jimmy, he was inspired by a division of Marty Clark last week, of course, the Collingwood Irishman. 33 he got. Now, we got, I reckon, over 100 of people trying to do the same thing, and poor old dogs had to go through and count them all. And this man was the man that was able to keep the footy in there the longest. 33 little kicks to himself, and for that, an unbelievable prize courtesy of McDonald's.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what the prize is while Sam gets ready to eat. Chris, you and 3 of your mates are not only going to be joining us at Rod Laver Arena for the show of your life, you'll also be taking home $5,000, courtesy of McDonald's Grand Angus Burger. So well done, Chris. Fantastic. And if you want to be a part of this, it is very, very simple. You get stuck in, Sam. McDonald's Quality Footy Tricks Competition, PO Box 800, Richmond, Victoria. 3121 60-second DVD or VHS.
This is
now listen, one more week. Get your entries in. It runs for one more week. $5,000 if you don't mind.
I've never eaten one of these, Gary.
And 4 tickets to the grand final footy show. This is a Grand Angus burger.
This is the Grand Angus. There it is.
I had one today. It is.
Go on, we'll get into it.
I'll tell you honestly what it's like.
All right.
All right. Thank you to Darren and Meeks for helping me with Greenwith there. All right, how's that tasting, Fossil?
Delicious. We'll be back after the break, and I'll tell you.
No,
that is Mac magnificent.
Right,
That is up. No, that is.
Well, I want you to have a bit more of it because you only had one bite. Whilst you get stuck into it, I'm going to tell you about the grand final footy show. Tickets sold out last week, but as we mentioned, we're only two short weeks away from the massive grand final footy show, Rod Laver Arena. Highlight of the year, no different. Have a listen to this for a line-up. Now, there's us walking out there, but the headlining the show, international music superstar Chris Isaac, sensational Irish trio, The Script, will be belting out their big numbers. Guy Sebastian is going to be there to perform his smash hit single, Like It Like That. The cast of the critically acclaimed stage musical Jersey Boys, they're along for the ride. The biggest grand final review you've ever seen. We're all involved. So big it's got its own sponsor, Dulux, who are in the audience tonight. Fantastic. The always entertaining Brownlow Street Talk's going to be there. Not sure who's going to wander out and do this. Jim, you're going to be in the Players' Review.
Yes, I am.
Dal, you'll be at the Brownlow, hopefully winning it. You've got the year's best ever footy legends. Crawford's going to break a world record. And there's going to be a few surprises still to be announced. It is going to be massive. 2 weeks on. Rod Laver Arena.
And Chris Isaac, of course, you mentioned, going to headline the show. He's on an Australian tour. There are the dates. You can wander down and find out where he's going to be in your part of the world. Unbelievable live act. And, of course, he has the new CD out called Mr. Lucky. It looks like that. So get yourself, do yourself a favour, to quote the great Molly Meldrum, and get a piece of Mr. Lucky. Bill Brownless's arm needed to be twisted to have a Grand Angus burger.
And can't we announce who else has just jumped on the footy show?
Not yet.
Can't we do that?
Hold off
not
on
yet.
that
Next
announcement.
week, we just got to sign off on a few things, but one of the most popular acts you'll ever likely to see.
What a burger.
Bill, what do you think of the Grand Angus burger?
I'm loving it.
The boys are into the Grand Angus burgers. We're going to take a break. Street Talk up next, and Luke Hodge joins us on the set.
I have a dream where finding someone's pressure points is a nice thing to do. I have a dream that St Kilda will actually win a premiership. And I have a dream that club presidents will one day shut up. Let's go and ask people about their dreams. Dreams. I'll tell you what we're asking. Jeff Kennett said that he thought women could play AFL football. What do you think of that?
I think he's got rocks in his head.
Bloody silly, isn't it? Hey? Yeah. Couldn't possibly. Yeah. Do you imagine women playing football, AFL?
Yeah, there's some chicks around West Heidelberg who'd do it.
What are they?
Heifers.
Some heifers around Heidelberg. What about you?
You get a little bit too excited when you talk to women, I heard.
I get really excited when I talk to
You interviewed well last week with Nathan. Nathan, you interviewed well on the footy show.
Yeah, because I thought he looked like a woman. That's why I just got...
Good-looking bloke. Good-looking bloke. A bit short for me, but I was actually inspired by the way you handled yourself. I thought maybe you might have a heart there. Is there a heart? Ba-bump. Ba-bump.
Let me tell...
I could be.
No. I've asked a lot of people, where do you reckon the best pressure points are on people?
Down there somewhere.
What do you think of Chris Judd, who said he was going for the pressure point on the back of Riscatelli's head?
Riscatelli? How much does Bruce love saying Riscatelli?
Riscatelli! Delicious.
Delicious.
Where are the main pressure points on the body? Wrist?
Yes.
Yeah, where else? He said at the back. Can you remember them on the behind your ear?
No.
No? Toes?
Oh, Don, this is really insulting, this show. You're horrible.
No, I'm not.
I feel like they're dummies.
My Uncle Mike, he always grabs my knee like
Who
that.
does?
My Uncle Mike.
Your uncle?
Yep.
Your uncle's having a crack at your pressure points, is he?
He just like grabs my knee.
What happens when your uncle grabs your pressure point? What's it do to you?
Just
Fizz you up a bit?
Gives you a bit of a jolt.
Okay. We'll leave it there, I think, before Uncle Mike gets into some trouble. Now, look, you've blown... I couldn't help noticing you've blown a leg. What happened there? Just struck out quickly and the old thigh, just the old calf muscle just blew her out?
Yeah, sure did, buddy. Sure did.
What's happened?
They just changed, mate. Yeah.
Nah, no family related, nah.
Oh, you're not?
Nah.
Oh, shit, I only stopped to talk because I thought you'd do his brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, OK, well, look, then, OK, well, sorry about that.
O futebol. Yeah, i ragazzi devono giocare. Non solo i ragazzi. Yeah. È buono, tu pensi è buono? Yeah.
Well, the lads are just chatting on amongst themselves. Who knows what the they're talking about?
It's a camera and a mirror and an iPhone.
Shit, isn't that amazing? How do you stop the mirror going on?
Well, when the screen's on, the light comes through and you can see it.
God, what'll they think of next? You'll be able to make calls on them soon. Have you shaved the hairs off your chest?
No.
You have?
Sort of.
You have? What have you shaved hairs? Man, what have you shaved the hairs off your chest for?
I don't know. Who knows?
Just to look at you.
Oh, get out of here.
Have you heard of Chris Judd?
Who?
Chris Judd, the captain of...
Have you heard of Agamemnon?
Armageddon?
No, Agamemnon.
Who's he?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I answered your question.
Yeah, but if I touch you there, you'd drop to the ground.
No, not today.
No, yeah, well...
It takes
while you're on the way down.
What? Yeah? What?
Don't they render you unconscious?
So you know, but so he might have a point, might he? So he was trying to render the man unconscious
Is that
rather
something
than
you do on the pitch, Sam?
on the piss.
Is that the pitch?
Oh, on the pitch. Sorry, Dale. I'm sorry. Beg your pardon. I didn't mean to be risque. This man just wants the dogs to do something. What can we do?
Well, I don't know. Look, I just want them to go out, breathe and fire, come out, and just knock someone out. Just do something.
Okay, righto. Now we're...
Lift.
Okay, right.
Come on, Scraggers, it's time. No more mucking about.
Okay.
It's a bit fresh out here.
F***ing oath it
I know
is.
you've had a lot of work, don't you?
Well, look, isn't this enlightening?
Thanks,
yeah,
Sam.
thanks very much.
Thank
Look
you.
at that. Look at that. Don't we look good? Just a look in your mirror again. Yeah, no, I look shit ass.
No, you look great.
Very nicely done, Sam. And, of course, thank you to the great people of Heidelberg. We are now going to take a look at the second big final set for this weekend, Saturday night MCG, the Pies and Adelaide. The Maggies have won 3 of their last 4 against the Crows. They've also won both of their finals against Adelaide, but on the weekend, they were kept, Sam, to their lowest score in a final since the prelim against the Bombers back in 1984. 5 changes for the Maggies. Dick, Goldsack, McCaffer, Wellingham and Wood are all ins. Beams, Fraser, Pendlebury and Rocker are out injured. And McCarthy has been omitted as we swing across to the very impressive Adelaide Crows. Have kicked 25 or more. Last 2 weeks, of course, they are in white-hot form. Just the one change. Shirley comes in for the omitted Douglas, Bill.
Yes.
Let's take a look at Collingwood and Adelaide.
Oh, look at big game this for Collingwood. Straight sets. It's a bad terminology. The teams do not like straight sets, and Collingwood certainly 5 changes this week. I think it was 4 last week. That's 9 in 2 weeks, Sam. But Collingwood love this stuff. Backs to the wall. No one picking them. No one think they can win, and I reckon they can with these young boys. So go the Maggies.
They obviously seen the Crows firsthand last week, and I think, as I said before, they're very well coached. They're a super fit team. They've got plenty of rotations through their midfield, and for first time in a long time, they've got some real key forwards to kick them goals. So I'm going to go with the Crows.
I agree with Spike there. I think Collingwood's got too many outs, and Collingwood can't allow Spike's mate Bernie Vince to run around doing what he wants. He's too damaging. He's averaging 33 possessions the last 5 weeks, and he's in some great form. So they're going to shut him down, Spike.
It's tough. Now, Spike says that Adelaide are well coached. Craig David's got him just jumping. He's got him jumping. But what about Mick Malthouse? He's done everything right. Yep. Everyone expected Collingwood to win last week, except me. I thought they might get beaten by St Kilda.
And me.
What?
And me.
Yes, well,
Did you watch the game last week, Sam? Collingwood?
I did. I was enthralled by you punching the living suitcase out of anyone that came near you. No, it was the wrong
play
game.
for Collingwood, do I?
No, I did. I saw it, and I think this is your Adelaide. If you're watching, you wouldn't expect me to say this. I'm not parochial. I just think Collingwood might just regather themselves. Very important to have a second chance in life.
Indeed. And this is what Bill's right. The Magpies love this sort of stuff when they've got 5 outs. they've beaten the Crows through the last
Do you
four.
think Ed would know? Do you think... I know it's only a day away, but do you think Ed knows Harry O'Brien's in tonight?
Harry O'Brien?
Where's Harry?
Is that Harry down there?
Oh, there.
That's not Harry O'Brien. That is not Harry
Shit, it looks like it.
You don't barrack for Collingwood, sir, do you?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. Very, very nice.
Yeah, West Indian.
Kenyan.
Kenyan.
Close.
All right, well, it's not Harry O'Brien. He's in very good form.
What do you think, Gary? Take that back. I thought Ed was getting a bit confident letting the boy in.
Who do you think is going to win the game?
Oh, look at that idiot. I think Adelaide might actually win this. I don't know why, but I just think... Been wrong before. It's going to be a great game Saturday night at the MCG. Two great finals. A man not involved. He was a star of the finals last year. This man, 25 years old, already a best and fairest winner, already a premiership player and a Norm Smith medalist, two-time All-Australian. Don't worry, the Gold Coast, the new franchise, we're looking at him with greedy eyes. But good news for the Hawks. He is staying and he joins us. Luke Hodge, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice to see you, young man. How's the last week or so been since the Hawks bowed out? Been a busy and hectic time?
It hasn't been too bad. It's been pretty quiet. Disappointing end of the year, but we're focusing on next year.
Well, Hodgie, I know you want to talk about the on the boot, and we're going to get to that shortly. But now that you've signed, and that is terrific news for the Hawthorn Footy Club and their fans, as well as for yourself, of course, can you now let us in on the truth behind it? Were the Gold Coast India?
No, not at all. No.
They must have spoken to you at some stage, or to your management.
No, I've never spoken to the Gold Coast. No, it was we hadn't really spoken at all. It was something that I knew where I was going to be next year and for the next 5-10 years, hopefully. And look, that's we're just waiting for the season to finish, and we're going to get out of the road, hopefully.
How long did you sign for?
3 years.
Fantastic news. It is great. What about at the end of the last year when you had a lot of big name players, yourself included, who were out of contract or coming out, and I think the club sold it along the lines of Geelong, try and keep everyone together and try and have some long success. Now, the Josh Gibson thing, has that been discussed amongst the boys? Because all of a sudden you're bringing in someone on reportedly offering decent money. Has that been a bit of a sticking point?
We haven't been around the club for the last 2 weeks, so I've only heard it through the media. So I suppose most Hawthorn people, he's a great player and any club would love to have him.
Well, Hodgie, we could talk all night to you about footy and it would be fantastic, but there is a very good reason you're here, and I can see it on your shirt there. We are involved in this ourselves tomorrow. We're looking forward to it enormously, but tell us a bit about On the Boot.
On the Boot, it goes for the next 3 days. We're starting at the Royal Children's Hospital tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and we're finishing at Ewing Station, as you see up there on the screen. So we hope to get as many people out to Ewing Station on Sunday as we can, because it's going to be a great day. There's rides out there for the kids, face paintings. There's going to be plenty of support out there from, as you said, the footy show and plenty of football people out there as well.
All right, in aid, of course, of My Room Children's Cancer Centre at the Royal Children's Hospital, which is an unbelievably worthy cause. Players involved tomorrow: Matty Lloyd, Chris Judd, Kelvin Moore, Nathan Foley, Alex Ranstein, Polo, Andrew Rains, Mark Coughlin and the push-up, Jakey King. And then, as well as, of course, the footy show, boys, we're all going to be there. Are you walking with us tomorrow, Samuel?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very lovely. We'll be there from 10.
It's a walk from the Royal Children's Hospital to the park. What's it called?
We're stopping at the Young Jackson.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stops over the way. It's going to be a good couple of days and very enjoyable for the kids.
Finishing at Ewing Station on Sunday, where Bomber Thompson and Andrew Mackey, a couple of the Stevie J, will be up there. Jared Ruffhead, Big Ruff, Matty Richardson, some of the real stars of the AFL
We're
are going to be up
at
there.
Ewing Station.
Ewing Station on Sunday, yep. And $25 and $18 for kids. You really should get stuck into it. It is a great cause. Or www.mycause.com.au/on-the-boot.
Yeah, no, very good cause and well done, Lukey. I just wanted to know about your president, Jeff, and his comments regarding a female footballer playing with Hawthorn in the future.
Noticed any down there training at the minute?
No, not lately. I actually hadn't heard him mention that, but he's had an interesting year, Jeff. But no, he's everything he says is he's got the best thing for the club at mind, and we'll see how he goes.
Could I put a hypothetical to you, Luke? If your position was taken by a woman, you got squeezed out of the side for a woman, how would you handle that?
Anything's best for the team, Sam.
Now, Luke, it's not unreasonable, to be fair, Nick, and because Almost Footy Legends, we've had a lot of females sent in, Almost Footy Legends. We actually put a little montage together, Sam, here.
Montage.
Yeah. Here they are here. Have a look at this. Look at that. Two females going pretty heavy. What's this one here? This is a beauty. Grabs her by the hair. So she goes back. And here she is here. And Carl Morton, have a look at this. Brendan Lade, he sees who it is. He goes, oh, I'm out.
That is not funny, no. I'm not sure that is going to happen. Odgie, we're not going to hold you up too long. On the boot, don't forget, it starts at Royal Children's Hospital tomorrow. We're going to be there, wandering down to Young and Jackson's Hotel. How long will that take, Bill, to get from Royal Children's down there?
4K, so it'll take 3 or 4 hours.
Get out to Earing Station. Before we go, who do you like? Who's going to win this premiership?
Oh, it's still, you can't get your eyes off St Kilda, but I still reckon Collingwood. They're a great team, and I love how they play.
Hello, you can't get your eyes off both those sides, can't you?
Well, I said
what
St
about
Kilda.
the one in the horizontal hoops.
St Kilda have been the best team all year, I think, but I like the way Collingwood go about it. They're a good team.
And still not mentioning Geelong at all in dispatches.
Geelong had their go 2 years ago, and they're a great team as well, but I just reckon St Kilda or Collingwood.
All right, well, we congratulate you again on signing with the Hawks for 3 years, and thanks for coming in, and well done with the On The Boot. It's fantastic. Luke Hodge, ladies and gentlemen. We're off to the break. Speaking of Almost Football Legends, that is coming up next.
The Nine Network of Delhi Picture Studios presents the Almost Legends of Football. You the fat man.
Here we are, Almost Footy Legends, and with Nicky Bell, we'll go straight into it, Nico. And the first one tonight, Sandy Bay versus North Hobart. Have a look at the hanger here. Oh, he might have hurt himself too. Look at that, coming down heavily. Nicky down.
Number 2, Rochester versus Mansfield. You'll see a good goal snapped here, and the chubby umpire over. It's a little bit like Billy. He's laying there, a bit like Billy. Boys are concerned.
Get up.
A little pat on the back will make it all right for him.
Get up.
Here he comes. Looks like you, Billy, for sure.
Get up.
Moves is quick.
Oh, here he is. Look at him. No, he's all right. Look at him.
Here he comes. What's the signal, though, Bill?
Ready? Yeah! Well done. And this one is Williamstown Northern Bullants. Have a look at this goal. A bit of Shane Warne off break.
Wrongin, Bill.
Wrongin. A Shane Warne wrongin here. Dean Gallagher gathers the ball, kicks a goal. And warning. Righto, number 1. Hang on. What did you like?
It has to be the chubby umpire.
Chubby umpire. Right, number 1. Anyone like 1? Sit down, mate. Number 2. Number 3. No. Number 2, Peter Bennett from Mansfield. Congratulations, you have won this.
Thanks to Crazy John's, your mobile experts, our weekly winner takes home a brand new phone from a huge range of phones at Crazy John's. While our 2 runners-up get $500 cash courtesy of our good friends at Crazy John's. And the major prize winner at the end of the year takes home the multi-award-winning Nissan Navara STX Dual Cab 4x4 with a powerful 126 kilowatt turbo diesel engine, a massive 3,000 kilograms brake towing capacity, and unique utility-track load restraint system. Valued at more than $47,000. Nissan Navara is tough at work, hard at play.
$47,000 there, thanks to Nissan. All you have to do is send in your entries to Almost Footy Legends, PO Box 800, Richmond, Victoria, 3121.
Beautifully done, William. Now, just as we go to the break, if you want to be involved in the finals, you still can be. We've got a big weekend this weekend, and then the preliminary final and the grand final, of course. So, your ticket, function, accommodation, travel, all you got to do is go to www.afl.com.au/travel or free call 1300 AFL AFL. Still get involved. Yes, we might see Spike's fiancée Sam. We're going to go to a break first of all. Then we'll be back to wrap up the footy show after this.
Mrs. Spike.
is unprecedented. It's got to be said. The boys have demanded that Spike's fiancée join us for the last segment, and we want to officially welcome her. Leanne, welcome to the Footy Show.
Thank you.
It's a little bit off-putting having Sam up there just peering out.
Yeah.
Spike's word interrupt you there, Breck said, say nothing.
Now, listen, Spike, I didn't do this, mate, but you have got a big event coming up.
What?
Leanne, have we not?
We do.
When is the big day?
6 weeks.
6 weeks' time. And how did Spike go about the proposal?
Yeah, how did it...
See, this is where it gets ridiculous.
Was he romantic, Leanne? Did he get down on bended knee?
You ring up when you're pissed over in Perth and say... Did you do anything like that, Spike? Do you have to have a few hard starters to pop the question?
No, it was a pretty easy decision, mate.
No, it would be a very easy very simple decision.
When did you propose? So, Leanne, tell us, how did it go?
Yeah.
Come on.
We've been engaged for over a year now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he proposed on the Central Coast where we grew up.
What's that?
Central Coast where we grew up.
So your childhood sweethearts?
Yeah.
No. We just grew up in the same area, and he proposed at Terrigal.
Terrigal. How romantic.
Or close
Terrigal.
by Terrigal.
People are just loving this. This is really
Mate, don't worry, they're loving it all right. So.
Has he got anger management at home? Do you ever see him do a schizo?
No, he's okay. He's very passionate about football and passionate about everything in his life, so...
I'm getting
that's
a look
just,
from Spike that I
he
think
is.
Bernie Vince got on the weekend. So, what we're going to do, Foss, we had a wide
What's
pick.
his best feature? Ask Leanne to ask him.
You ask him.
I'm not going. Spike's got the break.
Spike's going to belt you or me?
No, it's all right. Yeah.
No, look, Leanne, we wish you well for the
well
next
done.
6 weeks.
Congratulations.
And we look forward to the photos. We want to wish Nicky Gall, if we don't see him before the preliminary finals got this weekend off, we want to wish him well. Also to Bill and to Sam and to Jim. And
Yes, and just remind him he can get reported away from the football field for belting people.
And,
he's about to come at us, Gav.
I'm going to go. Good luck to the 14s playing this weekend. Good luck to Spike, and thank you, Leanne. We'll see you next Thursday night. Good night.